talking about?
Just a big ass brawl. This is what you call a tavern brawl. But in Junas.
You just
What do you-
use stupid Voltorb and then you stun everyone, then kill everyone.
Wait, how do you run?
About now. Slash
Oh yeah, come here.
Voltorb again. Slash.
Back. Yo, what's up?
Greetings, everybody. How are you guys all doing?
Good.
Doing great.
Alright.
I see you guys are eating some good food. You do not want to know how that. Welcome, everybody, to Junas Passage. Junas Passage is a
Lazzy, get over here.
taking a dip in the water. Okay, Junas Passage is a ultra difficult MMORPG with skill-based combat. Yeah, totally skill-based combat.
Yo, better than any other game.
Yeah, better than
Broken.
any other game.
Default games bad, don't matter.
Yeah, don't matter. Judas Passage is a ultra difficult RPG game. It takes elements from both not elements, heavy inspiration from. Why do I hear footsteps? It takes heavy inspiration from games such as Dark Souls and Skyrim in terms of this like style and feel. Already, as you can see with
Minecraft best game.
yeah, as you can see with the environmental work done here. I will read out actually who our developers are. So there's me. I'm the
Half owner. Call you.
I'm the 3D modeler, builder, environmental designer, and creator of some of the music pieces. Maddox is the scripter and the co-owner or other owner. Daw is the UI designer. Created this beautiful UI here. Planet Tycoon is our concept artist and our general artist. So she does like literally anything. She creates spells for us, faces, as you saw on the NPCs inside. We have Mr. Tui, who's our 3D modeler. He creates weapons and VFX. We have Raymond, who I don't think he's here right now. He is a builder. He built the tavern and some of the stuff inside. Also, Tui helped with the props and stuff inside of the tavern. So like some of the glasses and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I'm also the animator.
Yeah. Oh, and Maddox is the animator also, as well as the scripter. And we have Storycase, who is our 3D modeler. He does things like creatures, and you'll see some of his stuff very soon. Not like in this video, but probably later down the line. He does some really cool creature type stuff. Okay, so basically in this informational video, we'll be having a few of our staff members and testers ask a few questions that they have about the game and the concept, and then I'll go into depth and detail on how some systems will work, and then we'll have a giant combat battle thingy-majingy using our basic spells and basic weapons that we have finished for the game. Any more questions?
Question: How many classes will there be, or is it gonna be like by classes I mean like weapon types?
There's bow, there's scythes, there's swords, there's magic, there's fist, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it. But there will be way more weapon types. Like you'll be able to maybe have like something like a katana or spear, but they won't necessarily have like their own branch on the skill tree. Like they won't be considered a class, but they'll just be like a tertiary weapon you can have. This is so you can have more variety. So you could have someone that relies solely on spells that isn't a mage class that uses one of those tertiary weapons, which they will come bundled with their own like skills, probably like base skills.
Alright, I have a question.
And what is that question?
Alright, so will sea exploration be a necessity in this game?
You were a bit laggy there, but I got the question. Sea exploration will not be a necessity in this game. Yes, there will be creatures of the deep, but you don't need to worry about it. Just don't go in the water. Like, it's that simple.
Will they be defeatable?
Yeah, but if this is a really difficult game and it's not based around the sea, then I don't think so. I think they'll be pretty impossible to kill, but they will be possible, but like pretty impossible. Like if you get what I mean, man. You shouldn't go in the water. That's all I'm saying. For anything. And yes, there will be ships and docks. Any more questions?
Will there be racial progression or races that branch off the lore from other races?
Yes. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, fine, I'll elaborate. So there's a race called the Demonair, right? They're a mix between two different races, and basically when the first one of this race was born, they were like, holy shit, what the fuck is this? And they banished them to the mountains. So yes, there is a bit of racism there. But, that's okay.
Racism is
They're red,
okay,
they're red.
guys.
It's okay if they're red.
Rahum says racism is okay.
Yeah.
Heard it here first.
Will there be any obtainables, example artifacts from games like Rogue Lineage or any other special armors?
Well, there will be special armors, special items, but nothing that'll give you an advantage over players in combat, but probably like charms and stuff that'll give you an advantage over creatures in combat.
How will monetization work? Will it be pay to win or fair for everyone?
No.
By pay to win, I mean stuff like double XP, double money, shit like that.
Yes, my response to that is no.
Okay.
What's next?
How will the environment interact with the player, like weather or temperature systems?
There won't be temperature systems, but the dungeon system is going to be crazy. Like, not only will the dungeon the dungeons are split up into sort of like a cavern system. So there's one huge giant cavern, and there's different levels to it. The further you progress down, the more difficult and the darker, like in terms of ambience, it gets. It'll get more scarier. Basically, the more you progress throughout a dungeon. So there's horror elements to the dungeon system in this game.
If you leave the game, will you respawn in the same exact place, or you'll be reset back to an inn?
You'll be reset back to an inn for the dungeon purposes. Like, we don't want people to like server hop the most overpowered and extreme boss spots, basically. Like, so they just can keep farming it over and over and over again.
Will there be any specific ways to travel, like climbing tools, gliders, anything of that sort?
Oh boy. Yes, there will be horses in the game. There will be horses and there will be other mountable creatures. I will not disclose what other mountable creatures though. And there will be boats. But yeah.
How do you plan to manage exploiters if that becomes an issue?
We have our ways.
Okay.
Alright, so as you saw, a very early example of our combat system with some of our basic spells. But there's a lot of stuff that we still left out in the initial questionnaire that we can really get into. So that's what we're going to do. So who's going to be the volunteer?
I'll
Okay.
be the volunteer.
Doctor.
Okay, yeah, it's Maddox. We all know it's Maddox. Shut up, it's scripted. Okay, all right. Okay,
So,
so
basically,
wait, so
we-
this
I'm
the
talking.
okay, yeah.
Okay, so
Ladies first.
I'm not a lady, but okay. So basically, currently there is, let's see, five
Scripted,
different
by the way.
weapons, which are the Caestus, the Iron Scythe, the Wooden Bow, the Iron Axe, and the Wood Sword. So, some weapons that, which include the sword, the scythe, and the Caestus can parry, and we'll demonstrate that.
Okay. I'm really bad at parrying, by the way. Don't count on me.
I'll use the axe just to make it easy, because the
Okay.
axe one is the slowest. So,
Okay.
as you can see, okay,
Nice, Perry.
I'll count down.
You no,
I'll do it.
no. Just like wait, get back.
That
Just
parry's fire.
just like hit twice and then I'll parry the second one. Okay.
Nice.
Did I do it? Okay, yes, there we go. So the parrying will have like a cool effect and it'll stun the other player and it'll basically allow you to
Excuse
follow
me.
it up with
I'm
an
good at
attack.
parrying.
No, I'm equip the axe. Equip the...
Oh, equip the axe, okay.
By the way, nothing is final.
So,
Most of the
nothing.
effects might change.
Nothing's final, yeah. Okay.
See, I can parry and it will stun them.
Yeah, and the axe, each weapon have their own, like, basically flavor to them. They have their own different abilities. Like, some weapons, yeah, obviously, just the simple, like, they can parry, they can feint. Actually, every weapon can feint. But, like, some weapons, like, have their own special abilities. Like, for example, the axe, it's very clumsy and, like, it only has 3 attacks. It does massive damage, but it's very slow. It's easily parryable. So, for those people that just love holding block, that they're just waiting to parry, there is an M2 for the axe that breaks the block and does a bit of damage. So you'll then be able to do that M2 and then follow it up with an attack. The Iron Scythe, its special ability basically is it can just drain. So if you notice at the bottom, there's this green bar. This is the stamina bar. It goes down when you dash and when you swing, when you climb. I didn't even show off climbing yet. We'll do that later. Okay, so what it can do is if you block the scythe, it has a like 3-fold attack at the end of its combo that just demolishes your stamina. So it would be wise, like if you were good at parrying, you could probably parry the first 1 or 2 attacks, but the last 3 attacks are going to be very hard to parry because they'll just get rid of all your stamina. He's wearing an agility armor right now, so it might not like bring him like to the point to where he's like sweating and he can't really do anything else, but yeah. So I'm going to do that here. That last attack just broke his block. And look, he's sweating now. And then there is the Wooden Bow, which its own little flavor is it's just your regular old bow. Punch, punch, shoot. That's the M1s for it. It is parryable, and you can parry like the bow shot itself. It's just very difficult. Also, it has a M2 that just shoots an arrow. The arrow just went out into infinity. It glitched out a bit. But yeah, it shoots an arrow and it does a bit of knockback. And then there is the Iron Sword, which is the most simple weapon of all of them. But it'll be more intricate in its like branches in the skill tree. Like the amount of like skills you can get for it. So it just has its basic swinging attacks, and you can also parry with it. It doesn't have an M2, nothing. It's just a basic sword. And then there's the Caestus, which they have a 4th move that breaks block. So if you block here, fifth, the 5th attack breaks block. So boom, boom. That breaks block.
Because you can break block with the last hit. I made the hitbox slightly smaller, so if you were to equip the squirter, you'll see I can hit from like right here. And then he tries to hit me from right here.
It doesn't work.
Alright, let's do that again. So, you see, try to hit me. But I can hit you. Well, here I can. You can.
Yeah, so the hitbox is very small for the cases. So yes, these weapons are class locked, but you won't be stopped from carrying them on your body to do things like maybe selling or eventually probably trading in the future. It'll probably be an economy-based trading system, so things like scamming and stuff like that, or just basically cheesing people out of shit deals, won't really happen. So yeah, that's basically it. These weapons are class locked, so you won't, like, when you spawn in the game, you'll select your class, and then you'll be started off with one of the starter weapons, and then you'll be able to get more weapons as you fight monsters, and yeah, you'll probably be able to buy some weapons too. So yeah, that is basically our combat system. Now, our basic, like, melee combat system. Let's get to our spells. So we have 4 basic spells here right now for us. There will be tons of spells that you can collect and keep in your arsenal. And there will be like mage class exclusive spells. We haven't even gotten to the mage class stuff because that's gonna be something truly special. So we have Travel Tear, which is a mobility spell, and it shoots you up, and yeah, it doesn't really do damage or anything.
It also cancels fall damage, you'll see. You'll see if I jump off of here. Yeah, but if I were to use the spell.
Yeah, he doesn't take fall damage. And then we have Voltaire, which everyone gather around. Okay, he just used it on us. Jesus. Okay, so yeah. You use it, and it stuns people in a radius. Like, you basically grab a lightning bolt and you slam it into the ground, and yeah, you go in some Zeus mode shit. And then there's Kelvin, which is the most common spell in the game. It's a fireball, and it does a blast radius damage, and also the projectile, if it hits you, it'll boom. Basically go kaboom. And then there's Mara, which is a water spell, and if you've seen, I'm gonna go in the water here. If I swim in the water and I jump out of the water, probably Lazzy has a better perspective on this. He spent most of the time in the water. And I come out of the water, I'm slowed down, and I have like this effect on me. So Mari does that same effect, and it does a bit of damage, and it's a spell. So I'm gonna use it on you.
You want me to use it on you?
Yeah, it missed. Okay, there we go. Well, I fell in the water. That doesn't count. All right, someone else use it on me. Yeah, it gives me
10 out of 10 ain't.
It's probably gonna last a bit longer, yeah, than that. So basically, and there's like certain like spell combos you can do. So the combat system isn't gonna get really too boring there. You can see Maddox using his spec. Actually, he's just spamming spells. But yeah, the combat isn't gonna get too boring, even at the earliest stages, like pre-alpha, because like there'll be like certain combos and stuff you can do. Like there's a lot of variety, basically, in the earliest stage. This game has been in development for around 2 months, and we plan to release a lot more in the 2 months coming. We don't have a set release date for pre-alpha, but it'll be sooner than you can imagine, because we already have so much done in such a short period of time. But yeah, that's basically our combat system. We can get back to being monkey and attacking each other. So, my first target is you, Blazzy. Get your ass over here.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Will FPS unlocker will a FPS unlocker be bannable?
That's a bad